Okay, here's the next layer of quilts, and I see a fabric that I recognize for sure, so that's probably a really good patchwork quilt. Let's check it out. Okay, this is this third child's quilt, and it's made from the panel from the gold. And one thing I do love about the way Barbara puts her work together is she will use some of the same fabrics in different ways, and it always looks great. For instance, this piece, this gold piece right here, was part of the back of the last one, and she used this black print as a border on the last one too. This is a different print. It's a fun contemporary print, and the little animals again. And I'm laughing. I'm laughing because this moo fabric right here, I had some of this. I think this is, we both had some of this. I don't think we exchanged any of it. And I think it may have come from Joann Fabrics like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. But it's such a funny, just a little print that's going on, and then when you look closely, it's like moo, 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 moo. So that's a great piece to put on a kid's quilt. Just really fun. And now you're blinded by the spinning words there. Cute little giraffes. I just read recently that giraffes are going on the endangered list. I think that's a shame. Shame. And I remember, I'm a baby out of the 50s, so a lot of the little baby prints that were popular back then had little pink and blue elephants on them. So this has a little bit of a vintage feel to it. To me, it does. So, and then here's a cute little alphabet print. So this is a sweet, sweet quilt. This is the last quilt that's in the box, and it is without a doubt a Barbara quilt. I'm moving closer to it without trying to be too jerky here. Barbara has the ability to use scraps like nobody I've ever known, and I love her quilts because every time one of them shows back up at my house or I see it on her blog, I know those fabrics, and it's as though we share the same stash. We don't always. We have in the past shared a lot of fabrics, and I think sometimes we have similar tastes in fabrics, or we're shopping at the same thrift stores. I don't know. I mean, she's in California, but there's so much about her quilts that feel comfortable and familiar to me that it just makes me enjoy them even that much more. So this quilt is scrappy, and this was a dress of mine from the 1990s. So I know that fabric. This is a fabric that either she gave me or I gave her, but I recognize this fabric. These girls have shown up in a couple of quilts before. A couple of years ago when I moved down here, Barbara very graciously packed up a bunch of her quilt tops and sent them to me and said, do what you want to with them. If you can get money for them, that's great, but these are for you. And you know, that was such a gracious thing for her to do, and I think a sign of a true friend. And gosh, I gotta quit crying in these videos. But anyway, So some of these fabrics were in the quilts, or are in the quilts that she sent me, and I recognize them. This one I'm sure I gave her. It was from some funky Western fabrics that I had back in the 90s. This is great. This is great. This is like going to your grandmother's house and looking at this quilt and saying, "Oh, that's what I used to wear." I recognize this little pea in the pod print, and there's okay. There's a print right here. This has a funny story. This Hawaiian print has a funny story. I bought about, I don't know, 10 yards of that, and it was, on sale at the clearance table for $1. And so I asked a bunch of friends if they would make quilts using that fabric, and it just got to, this is one that was mine. It just got to be such a joke because every quilt that came back to me from Barbara always had that print in it. And it's like, we neither one can make a scrap quilt without using a piece of that print, and I don't know if it'll ever go away. This is a cute little Western print. I'll do a video about our Madonna pieces, but we collaborated for about 3 or 4 years on some Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe style wall hangings, and Barbara did one with a Western theme, and that was a piece that was in it. Cute. I recognize these prints down here. As a matter of fact, I still own some of this one, and this one I think was a pillowcase, and I think I have this piece and this piece, so these are still in my stash, these two. I recognize that little orange one. Look at this cute little VW bus. That's a new piece. The binding, I recognize that orange binding. I love this. This is so fun for me. Here's some more of that Hawaiian print. The fabric that will never go away. Wow. That's great. These are cute. This little doll print, that's a new piece I haven't seen before. It is kind of a little retro looking piece. One thing that's fun about scrap quilts is that you can use so many fabrics, and it doesn't have to be, the latest print. Matter of fact, I think they look a lot more interesting when there are a variety of prints, and I think Barbara is definitely the master of mixing prints together. I've learned a lot from her through the years about how to do scrap quilts. She's really pretty fearless. So, and then this one is also backed with a nice cozy fleece. So nice and dark. So this will be going to probably, I would say this is definitely for a teenager, which is great. I'm hoping to also make some quilts that are more for teenagers. I'm sure there are some teenagers in the program. So, wow, this is fun, huh? All right. And the last little item in the box is a chicken hot pad, which is great. I had little chickens in my kitchen, a couple little chickens. When I was married to my first husband, he raised chickens, so I've always liked chickens. Anyway, this is great, assuming that I cook, which we all know I don't, but whatever. So, great fun unpacking boxes or unboxing boxes, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you're so inclined, leave a comment in the comment box. I guess if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it on my blog, then just leave a blog comment. It's always fun to see what you have to say.
I'm enjoying this process a lot, and I'm learning a lot also. So thanks for coming along with me. And if you would also like to make quilts for the Angel Tree Kids, you can send me an email, debralldixon@yahoo.com, and I can get you going on it. Everything and anything is welcome. Trying to keep in the 45 by 60 or even a little bit larger for the teenagers. But it's a way for us to nurture kids who have a parent who's incarcerated, and just to help break that cycle of incarceration. And if a quilt can do it, then hey, let's get on board and do it for the kids. So thanks for coming on to see me, and I have some more videos for us. Yay! So see you next time. Bye-bye.